Pause YouTube. How's it going, everybody? Happy out today. This new series I'm actually going to be starting entitled Team of the Week. Now, what I'm going to be doing with this series is showing you guys how I built a team, basically, in a sense. And I will be doing one of these every week in a different tier with different types of teams that I build. A balanced offense install. For example, this one is more of a balanced team. And the original idea behind this was that I got this from one of the people that I am subscribed to. His YouTube name is Joyboy Games. I highly recommend you to go check him out, guys. I'll leave his channel link down in the description. He's really undersubbed in my opinion. I believe he's under like 200 subscribers right now at the current moment of this recording. But he makes very good showdown lives, very great team building videos, and the other content that he does upload. So highly recommend you to go check him out. You will not be disappointed by his content. So I really want to see his subscriber count go up from what he has right now, because he definitely deserves a lot more subscribers than what he currently has. But yeah, as I said, channel link down in the description. Go check him out. So yeah, first off, I'm gonna give you a quick glimpse of the team, and then I will actually show you guys how I went into building the team. This is more of a balanced team, so this one will be just titled balanced team more likely, or just whatever. But yeah. Alright, so originally I was going to do this more to how Joyboy Games does it, but that really wasn't working for me, so I decided just to kind of already have the moves and the EVs and all that stuff and the team built already, then just go into how I came to make the team and just all that stuff. So yeah, very first Pokemon, Floatzel. Why Floatzel? Because I wanted to use Floatzel, and Edgar actually wanted me to make him a team of Floatzel, and recently this has been the most recent team I've actually made, and it's actually been really working out for me, so that's why I'm going to be starting off with this one. So yeah, Floatzel, just the bulk up standard set. The reason why I went with bulk up over Choice Bandit is because Choice Bandit Floatzel is not that good, to be honest. I mean, yes, it is nice to have Switcheroo, but with the tier infested with poison, not poison, but with grass and water types, Floatzel being locked into Waterfall or Ice Punch is just really not good. So I definitely felt bulk up would be its superior set, because after a bulk up, not only are you stronger than the Choice Bandit set, but you also have the free liberty to change up moves. And with Floatzel having a base 115 speed, late game after a bulk up or two, Floatzel is basically your win condition. Because once their Scarfer is gone or paralyzed, Floatzel can easily knock it out and just basically clean up. So yeah, I definitely feel bulk up is the best set for Floatzel to run. Then you have Waterfall as your stab move, you have Ice Punch as your coverage move, and finally the fourth move is basically up to your choice. I have Crunch, which I've really been debating switching for Brick Break, just because I never ever find myself using Crunch. You could also run something like Baton Pass to be able to give you momentum, and even Baton Pass the bulk ups to Primeape to kind of clean up late game. If you know your opponent still has a Scarfer, but you know Primeape outspeeds it, you can bulk up, Baton Pass it to Primeape, and basically sweep from there. Or you could also even run Aqua Jet to have some form of priority on this team, just because, as you can see, none of these Pokemon have priority. And actually, I don't think none of these Pokemon can even learn any type of priority. So yeah, definitely the fourth move is up to your liking. I have Crunch, which, now thinking about it, I will change up to Brick Break, so yeah, I'm going to change that later. But yeah, just the standard EV spread, max attack, max speed, not much else to say about that. And you want Water Veil over Swift Swim, because with Water Veil, you can set up on stuff like Camerupt and Torkoal that have Will-O-Wisp or have Lava Plume, and you can set up a Mischievous that always have Will-O-Wisp. So yeah, Water Veil is definitely the best ability to have on Floatzel. And as for the item, I guess you could have Leftovers or Lumberry, but I feel the Life Orb is the best, just to be able to deal as much damage with Floatzel as possible. So yeah, moving on, the second Pokemon I wanted was a grass type. Not any normal grass type, I wanted a bulky grass type that could still be offensive. And the very first Pokemon that came to mind was Tangela, because what a lot of people do not realize about Tangela is that it has a base 100 special attack, and it gets access to Leaf Storm, which is base 140. Not including stab. And honestly, not many people even expect offensive Tangela, because if you see a Tangela, you're obviously going to be thinking, alright, it's max defense, max HP, I have nothing to worry about it. But then you switch in your special wall and you get hit with the Leaf Storm, and you're like, wait, what just happened? And then they put you to sleep with Sleep Powder. That's basically how this set works. It catches things off guard with Leaf Storm, and then if you don't knock it out, you put it to sleep. And even then, the reason why I run Giga Drain as my final move is because I don't like always being forced to go for Leaf Storm. Because honestly, there are many situations where you don't even need Leaf Storm to 1-hit KO or 2-hit KO in opposing opponent's Pokemon, because Giga Drain just really comes in handy. Not to mention that it gives you another form of recovery, and the Smolgon set actually says run Synthesis as your final move, but I definitely feel that it's unnecessary. You already have Regenerator. With Giga Drain, you have another form of stab, allowing you to not be at -2 once you do knock out a Pokemon. Then you have Hidden Power Ice, which is really the only other coverage move Tangela can run, just because Tangela doesn't have the best special move pool around. And then you have Sleep Powder. I run Sleep Powder over knockoffs just because I like knowing that I can shut down one of my opponent's Pokemon for the entire battle, although there have been situations where I wish I had knockoff to knock off things like Black Sludge, Leftovers, and Eviolite. But yeah, just really, you can put Sleep Powder if you really want to, although it's inaccurate. Oh! Okay, sorry about that, my throat just got like really dry. But what I was saying was that although Sleep Powder is very inaccurate, it's still really nice to know that you can shut down one of your opponent's Pokemon for basically the entire battle. So yeah, this is a set that I run. And then the Eevee spread is a little bit odd, because with this Eevee spread you can actually take physical hits a bit better, but if you really wanted to, you could take some of its defense off and put it into its speed to kind of speed creep a little. But personally, I don't feel like Tangela should speed creep. I feel like it should have as much offensive power and bulk as it can. So yeah, this is a spread that I personally like to run. And there's really no purpose to run any special defensives, because I mean, base 40 special defense, come on, that's not really going to be helped if you put any special defensive E's in there, even with Eviolite. Next off, I wanted a Scarfer, and I feel that the best Scarfer in the NU tier is Primeape, because not only does it have a base 95 speed, it also has access to U-turn, which just makes it all the better. Plus, with close combat, this thing does a really good amount of damage. Even though it is less powerful than SAtk, Primeape can also deal damage and definitely be able to open up holes, allowing you to sweep. But yeah, not really much to say about Primeape. I mean, the coverage moves are really basic and standard. Stone Edge for flying types, and Fire types, and Ice Punch for grass types and flying types as well when you don't want to go for Stone Edge. Mainly Stone Edge is for Charizard, which could actually be a bit of a problem to this team. But yeah, close combat as your stab, U-turn, because it's basically mandatory to have U-turn on Primeape. That's really the only reason to use it over SAtk, and another main reason why I use it over SAtk as well. Next off, I wanted a physical wall to actually be able to deal with SAtk and Primeape, which could definitely deal some damage to my team. And the very first Pokemon that came to mind was Musharna. Now, why Musharna? Because Musharna not only can take physical hits for days, but it also gets access to this right here, Baton Pass. Because normally a wall would kind of lose your momentum in a battle, it kind of slows down the pace of a battle, but with Baton Pass, you can predict correctly, Baton Pass out into one of your other Pokemon to be able to gain you momentum, allowing Musharna to not only be a wall, but also be a momentum gaining Pokemon. So that's a main reason why I wanted Musharna over another physical wall like Alomomola. Next, you have Moonlight as your recovery move. Then you have Psyshock as your stab move, although if you really wanted to, you could run Psychic, but I definitely feel Psyshock is a lot better. Then finally off, I decided to go with Thunder Wave over something like Healbell or Calm Mind. Reason being is that Tangela really loves the paralysis support, although I guess you could run Stun Spore on Tangela, but again, just Sleep Powder is definitely the better move to run on Tangela as your status move or your non-offensive move in general. But Thunder Wave on Musharna not only works to slow down Pokemon and to cripple Scarfers, but it also deals with Skuntank, because a lot of people switch Skuntank into Musharna thinking, alright, Musharna can't touch Skuntank, I'll pursue Trap It or knock it out with the Crunch. This way you can take a hit, go for the Thunder Wave, then you're going to be faster next turn, and you can just Baton Pass out of there into the 5th Pokemon on this team, which is Probopass. And why Probopass? Well, Probopass is a really underrated special wall in my opinion, not to mention that with Musharna, these two make a very solid wall core. Now yes, it is weak to Golurk, but I mean you have Tangela, which can deal with Golurk one-on-one and knock it out with Leaf Storm or Giga Drain. Plus, not many people expect Probopass, which makes it all the better. And the EV spread is a bit odd. You don't need max special defense because I ran some damage calcs, and the reason why I have 32 special attack EVs is to be able to guarantee the 2-hit KO on max HP lead Scolipede, which although is very rare, it's still nice to know that they're only going to be able to get 2 layers of spikes instead of 3, because honestly getting up that 3rd layer can be game changing, because I've had many battles where I have wanted to get up that 3rd layer and I've only got up 2 and it has really cost me, and vice versa against my opponent as well. Then the last 56 are put into defense, although you can put them into special defense or you can put them into its special attack. I just feel that it's definitely better to put it into its physical defense to be able to take hits a little bit better from the physical side. So on to the moveset. Obviously Stealth Rocks. Why Stealth Rocks? Because Stealth Rocks is the most important move in the game, and if you do not have a team with Stealth Rocks, you need to just quit playing Pokemon. Next, I decided to put Volt Switch. Why Volt Switch? Because much like Musharna, Probopass is a wall that can gain you momentum. Now, a wall that will not drag out the battle, a wall that once you get up rocks or status your opponent, you can Volt Switch into the appropriate check or counter into the Pokemon that your opponent currently has in. Then I have Toxic. The main reason I have Toxic over Thunder Wave is because I already have Thunder Wave on Musharna, and I know there are a lot of bulky Pokemon in the NU tier. So by having Toxic, I can stall them out if need be so, or I can just really start racking up that residual damage on them to be able to bring them down to a point where Tangela, Floatzel, Haunter, or Primeape can knock them out, or even Probopass in certain occasions with me having Power Gem as my stab move. And if you really wanted to, I guess you could run Flash Cannon, but then the special attack EVs would not be necessary. But yeah, I just run Power Gem for... So yeah, next off, I noticed that my team had problem against stuff... Next off, I noticed that my team had problems against stuff like Musharna and Gardevoir, basically Psychic types in general. So I decided to go with Haunter. Why Haunter? Because Sub-Disable Haunter shuts down so many things in the NU tier. Not to mention that a lot of teams surprisingly do not prepare for Haunter. I don't know why. Haunter is really one of the most underrated Pokemon in the NU tier. It's a giant threat that every team should prepare for. Even if you never see it, Haunter is just a massive problem, because even in OU, Gengar with Sub-Disable is one of the most annoying Pokemon to face. And that's actually another reason why I wanted to use the Sub-Disable set as opposed to like Sub Pain Split or Sub through attacks, because with Disable you can disable the one move your opponent has to hit Haunter, then sub up and basically start to do some damage to your opponent's team. So the EV spread is really standard, just max special attack, max speed with a timid nature, as opposed to modest, because you just want to be able to outspeed as many things as possible with the timid nature. Next, obviously substitute, disable, although I didn't say them in the correct order, and then finally dual stab with Sludge Bomb and Shadow Ball. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could run Sludge Wave, but the main reason why I run Sludge Bomb is just to be able to get that 30% poison chance, which really comes in handy in many situations. But yeah, that's basically the team. I apologize if this team building video was not as good as you had hoped, but again, this is my first ever team building video, so I will definitely try my best to improve on these. Also, feel free to leave your suggestions on how I can actually improve on these team building videos, and leave suggestions on how I can improve the team that I showed you guys. And there should be an export of the team in the comment, not the comment, but there should be an export in the description below, so you guys can use the team for yourself. You can make your own changes, make it to your own liking. And with that, leave a like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. As I said, I will definitely try to improve in these. I apologize if this was not the best team building video around, but yeah, again, my first one, so don't be too harsh about it. And with that, I will see you guys soon. Hopefully the next one will be a lot better than this one. But yeah, later everybody.